Today we're actually talking about breaking down the difference between long-term holding investing versus property flipping. Which one makes more sense? Hey guys, it's Angelo, Christian. Thank you so much for checking out Real Estate Insider. Today we're actually talking about breaking down the difference between long-term holding investing versus property flipping. Which one makes more sense? Because one of the key most important things in your investment career is allocation of capital. What you do with your capital is going to determine the size of your net worth, how much wealth you actually build. So we're comparing the difference today between the flipping, which is a fast, quick buck, versus long-term appreciation, and which one makes more sense. It also depends on the life cycle that you're actually in. So today I'm just going to show you a simple illustration, kind of educate you guys out there, the difference between both of them, because personally I do both, and a lot of investors that we help, we do both of them. So we're actually going to go over it today, show you exactly how it works in the process. So obviously with property flipping, that's whenever you buy a deal, whether it's commercial or 1 to 4 family, you fix it up, you rehab it, and then you actually flip it, right? So you put money into it and you sell it, you get out of it. Where long-term holding investing is where you buy something, whether it's a rental property or apartment complex, and you hold on to it, and you usually take on debt to purchase the property, and you put tenants in there, and then you make the spread, between what you're paying and actually what you're receiving, right? So there is a huge difference in the returns that you get, the risk, the amount of active or passive management that's required. So we're actually going to go over that today to see what makes more sense. Assuming that you had $1 million in capital, what exactly would you do with it? And depending on the allocation, that would determine everything that happens with your wealth with real estate investing. So we're actually going to go over it today, flipping versus holding. Which one makes more sense? We're just using, for example, let's say that somebody had $1 million in capital, what they would actually do with it. We're going to use a $5 million of real estate for the investment of this example in both of them. So this is the flip side, this is the hold side. So let's say that you found $5 million worth of real estate that you're going to flip it. Well, let's just say that you had to put 10% down, just for example, on that situation, right? You have to pay 6 months of interest probably to hold it, could be longer. So we have to talk about some of the risk. So you have already capital outlay, you have to pay interest payments, and then the risk of how long is going to take that, how long are you going to actually have to sit on this thing? You don't know, maybe you bought in the wrong location, maybe you bought in the wrong time, maybe you got the wrong type of loan, right? So you have to think about all of these things. So those are the risks associated with it and the actual capital that's going to be expended. We're going to assume that in both examples that you have to outlay $1 million of capital and that you're buying a $5 million worth of real estate. The other thing is that you have to, obviously plug in contractors to fix and rehab the properties, whether it's, a portfolio of several properties or it's one large deal. You have to be very active with the management and personally be involved to watch what's going on, or have somebody doing it for you, a contractor or a manager, someone that you trust very well. But there's going to have to be some type of high monitoring, high level of monitoring to make sure this works. In theory, the benefit is that let's say that you bought it for $5 million, the intrinsic value is much higher. You could sell it for $7 million. You could make a 200% return. So that's very, very attractive, and the allure sounds really, really great, but there's a lot of steps along the way to get there. Whereas here with the long-term, the holding, you have a lower profit margin, right? You have heavy capital because you have to put usually 25% down. If you're buying a $5 million multifamily or portfolio of single family, you have to put down all your money, $1 million, 20 to 25% down of the upfront, but it's more passive income. You have a property manager that manages it, it's already stabilized, you're not really doing rehab, and you're just collecting the difference, right, between what your debt is. So let's just say that you're paying 4% on the debt and your cap rate's at 8%, you're making 4%, annually on your loan, on your deal. So it's another way to make money, and it's a long-term strategy, because if it's $5 million and you're making 4%, that's $200,000 a year of income that you have coming in, and you don't have to really get up and go to work. You don't have to go out there with the contractors. You don't have to go find deals. So it's a long-term, like a Warren Buffett type, what he does with businesses. This is what the strategy is here with real estate. So, and obviously over the long term, the tenant is paying down the debt, so that cap rate would go, or your NOI would go higher as the debt is being paid down. So it's more of a long-term strategy. And also depending on the life cycle that you're in. If you're older, you may not want to mess with all this. It's a lot of work. Versus here, I just got to buy a $5 million apartment complex, put my money over there and collect it. Obviously, there's going to be things that happen, but if you hire a good manager, it's a way that you can actually make passive income. Whereas on the flipping side, you have to keep constantly finding loans or finding deals. I think if you're in a situation where you have a great contractor, you have a great broker and a way to source deals, this is an awesome opportunity. We can help you with both. Whether you're looking for long-term or you're looking for, to do flips, we can help you with both types of situations. But I want to explain the difference to you because a lot of people, they get these confused and they think it's the same thing. It's not. Flipping and holding, long-term holding is not the same thing. And the strategy that you go in is going to make a huge difference depending on, everything that happens, the returns that you make, the risk associated with it. So I just want to educate you guys out there because there's a lot of people that we talk to all the time, and when they either are going into a deal or they're trying to get out of it, they didn't have the right strategy and exit strategy, and the intentions up front are crucial for your success as a successful real estate investor. So we love to help you guys out there. If you're a professional investor with at least $1 million net worth, we'd love to work with you with Angelo Christian Financial. That's what we do with our private equity company all over the country, working with investors to scale their portfolio. You can reach out to us directly at 832-431-6331 or go to officialangelochristian.com. Or you can, another thing is watch the YouTube channel. We produce a ton of great content here to educate and empower the world, real estate investors all over the country. So keep watching the channel. And whether you're trying to, become a long-term investor or you want to get into the property flipping, we have lines of credit. We have Fannie Mae loans, all different types of opportunities to help you guys out there to scale your business. So thank you so much for watching Angelo Christian. Take care and peace out. Bye-bye.